I'm going to show you how to do the neon text intro within After Effects. For this, you will need the Saber plugin by Video Copilot. It is free. Just go on Google, look it up. So add your text. Just going to add something for the thumbnail of the video. Just align it like that. Right click, solid layer. Doesn't matter color wise. And then you want to add the Saber effect. So add the Saber effect, customize core, Saber, text layer, and then change it to the text that you have chosen. Just bring this down, and here you can mess around with all these other things you would want to change to. Just use either Patronus or default. It doesn't really matter. So drag this down again, 22, and then we'll just choose a color, random color. Something like this. All right, once you have this, come over to start size, start this at 0 and offset at 100. Keyframe mask evolution, end size and end offset. Hit U on your keyboard to bring down this menu, and around a second 20 or 2 seconds, drag down end offset so that way it's showing the full text, and then go down to the end over here around 4.5 seconds or so. Just keyframe both of these. Once you have those two keyframed, then just come all the way to the end, and on mask evolution you want to do 2 rounds of mask evolution and turn down end size all the way down to 0 and offset to 100. All right, now that it's fully rendered, this is what it should look like. So yeah, you should have something like that. Now we're going to be creating the floor that goes underneath it. So come over here, add a new comp, and just name this texture. So come over here and have this texture image. Then you want to add some curves. So add curves to it and just kind of darken it. So just kind of darken it, something like that. Then you want to make another comp, name this floor. So from here, drag in the texture comp that we just made into the floor comp. A little confusing, I know. And then here you want to add motion tile. So add motion tile to the clip, and then you want to come down here and enable 3D. So mirror edges and height 500 and width 500. So that way when you rotate it, you get almost an infinite amount of the image that we just made. Something like that should be fine. Just level it out and play around until you get something you like. Now you want to add the camera, which is one of the most important things to this whole entire video. Then you want to position it, keyframe the position by hitting P on your keyboard. And at the end, you can either drag it inwards or drag it outwards. So if you drag it in, the words will be coming towards you, and if you drag it out, it'll be going away from you. So we'll just be going in for the sake of this video. So the further away it is, since the beginning's at 2600, we want to go negative around 1500, so that way it comes in faster and it's not a slow. So this should be good. Now we can just leave this alone for now until we have to come back to it. So from here we can just make the main part of the composition. So in here you just want to drag in the neon text, the intro part we made in the beginning, and just duplicate this by Control D. But then you want to right click on it, transform, and flip vertically. So here you want it to tell, so you want to go over to the top and change the mode to add. Also make these layers 3D, so that way it's easier to move and drag these around. So just drag it to where you have an even amount of space between the two, so when you have the floor in the middle, it reflects perfectly. So here is where we want to add the floor, where we did all the rotations and all this stuff with motion tile. You want to add that in between these two layers, but you want to turn this off. So turn off the eye icon on the left side After you turn this off, you want to add an adjustment layer. Put it above the floor comp and add compound blur. Alright, I don't know how to spell. Sick. Compound blur. Change this to floor and the maximum blur to 180. So that way you get that floor showing. And then CC glass. Change the surface to floor. And it looks all weird. But here you want to change softness to 0, height to 4, and this to 5. There you go. Now you got the floor showing. And if you think the floor is tilted a little bit down, you can always just change it here and just make the rotation a little bit upwards, and it'll change over here. So it looks better. And then we're gonna add the camera. So go to new, camera, okay, and go back to the floor comp, hit U and copy these keyframes and paste them onto this. So now you get that intro effect. So now you should have something that looks like this. So yeah, hopefully this helped you guys in many ways. I've gotten a lot of questions about it, so hopefully this helps you.